All right, so as y'all can see, everybody is doing just fine. Guinea babies are looking good. Look at how big they have gotten, y'all. Now this mama, mama's doing a really good job of looking after her little babies, and that's the teenager back there. Now I opened this door and I reached in to grab the feeder, and their father literally jumped on top of my head and then went out the door. So I think he's on another milk run. Hopefully he'll be back. He's on a milk run. But anyway, they're all looking pretty good. You can see how big the babies have gotten. They have all grown so super fast. And we're going to be keeping them in probably till around the end of January. Something like that, maybe around the 1st of February, just to make sure that they get acclimated to their home and they're large enough to kind of fend for themselves once they start coming out and doing some bug hunting. So far they're doing absolutely great, and they're eating and just kind of getting along. As you can see, they don't mind me being here. When we walk up and open the door, they make zero noise whatsoever. So they've kind of gotten used to us coming out here and taking care of them and all of that. So having the guineas around here on the homestead is really absolutely awesome. You know, if I was a predator or an animal of any kind that they don't approve of, they would literally be sounding a very loud alarm. But as you can see, they're very quiet. They're used to us coming out here every day, taking care of them and looking after them and talking to them. So they know who we are. That don't mean they want you to touch them, but they know who we are. So that's the update on our guinea babies. They're looking good in here. I got the windows open on both sides, all the way around actually, because it is such a nice day outside. Hey mama. Hey mama. It's such a nice day outside that the windows are open, letting in more lights, and of course that cross breeze it just feels great. It's like 70 degrees out here today. So I think they're loving this weather. Welcome back to Homestead Heart. Today, you all, I'm just outside getting some chores done, making sure my animals are taken care of, and now I'm gonna go and walk over, try to keep the sun out your face, walk over and have a look at my bees. We've had some really cold temperatures, and it has been up and down, this weather. So I decided to come out here the other day and give my bees some fondant and some pollen patties. And it's been a week since I have brought out the pollen the fondant, and a few days since the pollen. So what I want to do is just have a quick look inside. I'm not going to bother them, but I just want to look inside and see how they're doing. With the fondant. Oh, they're looking good. It's a beautiful day. So I have more bees in this hive, in this colony, than I do the other one. So come on now. All right, there we go. So I know that the smaller colonies, if they still have it, I know the smaller colony does. The larger colony is still working through it, so I'm probably gonna have to add in some fondant here in a day or two. But so far, they're looking very good. All of the animals are doing great here on the farm. Chicks are doing great. Probably can't see them because of how bright that sun is sitting there. Hey, bud. But everything is looking pretty good. I'm in the pasture now. And in this pasture, well, not pasture quite yet, okay? The area that I'm in right now, you probably don't recognize it, but this is where Zeke used to be, our goat, our buck, right? He used to be in this area before we sent him off to live on another homestead. You all may remember us talking about Wild Pine 3 Homestead, and we sent Zeke off and Nina and Penny to live with them. They have a wonderful herd of goats, and so now they have added the dairy goats to their herd, and I think they will be very, very, very happy there. So now this area used to be where his little shelter was, and we've taken that shelter down. And talking about future plans, y'all, this entire area here is the future home of our barn, or our little pole barn for our future Jersey cow. We're trying to do everything that we can to get ready for her, simply because I don't want to get an animal that large and I'm not fully prepared for her, right? Look at this. I don't know if you all could see this, but we're gonna walk back here to her pasture, okay? Well, you know, but you can't see that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but all back there, we've seeded this area here for cow pasture. But we just seeded this area maybe a month or so ago. There we go. Trying to make sure it's not sun. But we literally just seeded that area going back for her, right? And so you can probably tell, but it's so beautiful. It's looking lush and green as everything comes up. And so we're hoping that by springtime, her grass seed and all of that will be up and ready. We'll be planting alfalfa here in the spring. Now, we're still learning a lot about how to properly take care of a cow. And I know some people have said, look, we just got a cow and we didn't know the first thing about taking care of her, but we just knew we needed it and knew we wanted it. And so that's kind of me in a way, but I don't want to have an animal that I'm not prepared for, especially a Jersey cow, right? I want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to be as prepared for her as we can. And so we've seeded about a half an acre here, okay? And then we're gonna seed more and more and more, or maybe a little more than an acre. And not to mention, this big space right here that we're in right now, it's gonna be where the barn is gonna be, but this will be her primary home right here. And then of course we'll have a gate here where we can let her on to pasture to graze, okay? But bring her back in every single evening for milking and to secure her at night. And also, we're going to be moving one of our Great Pyrenees into this area as well. So he will have full range of her area too, that's going to be fenced. But he'll have full range of her area as well. And we will make his new home in the barn. Now, the reason why we're going to do that is because we have a lot of coyotes surrounding us. And in the pasture next to us where they have the beef cattle, you can hear the coyotes there overnight. and you can hear their mule or their donkey just kind of going crazy at night, trying to protect the cattle, right? So you can hear them, especially in the wee hours of the morning. It is so loud that you can hear him. So what we're going to do is put one of our dogs over here in this barn area, but he will have access to the complete pasture. If she's out on pasture, he's going to be out on pasture, right? So he'll have full access to this area to keep watch over her. And we're hoping to get a Jersey that has already been bred. We do not want that problem of trying to get a heifer calf and then have the struggles of trying to find someone who has a Jersey to breed her to. So we're wanting to get a cow that has already been bred, okay? And hopefully it's not going to be her first calf, right? And we also need to learn more about how to treat for milk fever, you know, after she calves. I mean, it's just so much to learn about taking care of such a large animal. To me, it's way different than dealing with the goats. So having a larger animal, I just got to be prepared, you all. So I don't know, whatever information you all have, you can all share that with us in the comment section below. Our pole barn is going to run in this direction here. It's not going to be very wide. It's only going to be about 20 feet wide. And that should give us enough room to keep our cow in, to keep some hay in, and maybe have an additional stall for maybe another cow, you know, in the future. Who knows, right? But we want to make sure that we have a big enough footprint already laid out. This fence is going to have to come down here. This is coming down, and actually all of it is going to come down, and we're reusing the materials that we already have here on the homestead for this, okay? Now, our perimeter fence is already in place. Y'all know we did that a while ago, right? And so we already have our perimeter fence, but we want to fence off an area that will allow our Jersey the opportunity to be able to move freely, but we don't want her up against that fence under no circumstances, okay? So we're trying to make some decisions about that. I don't know, are we going overboard? I don't know, but I just want to make sure, right? Our chickens are right here, and our ducks are right behind the camera, and Nina's old barn is right here, right? And we've turned that old barn into just like a little storage place and our processing area where we process our birds. So that space works out perfect for what we're doing with it. But as we move forward with new plans for the homestead, hoping to get our cow by the spring, hoping to be prepared for her by the spring, having an area in the barn here, making a nice big area where we can put in some hay bales if necessary, you know, the 4x5 round bales. We want to make sure that we have enough space to put her in some hay for those winter months when she's not able to graze. So we're trying to think long term. Now, where's this lumber gonna come from? So you all remember all of those trees that we cut down, right? All 17 that was behind our house. The plan there is to make our barn from that lumber, which means Mr. H is going to be milling some lumber himself. Now, right now, the plan is an Alaskan chainsaw mill, you know, where you, in that, I know there's going to be a lot of labor, but that's the option that we have right now. And so he's going to have to mill quite a bit of lumber to get us ready for this pole barn. I think the only lumber that we're not going to mill for this barn is going to be our corner post So I think we're just going to go ahead and buy the corner post for this barn. And I think it was a total of like 9, maybe 11 posts, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a total of like 11 posts. And we were going with the 4x4. These squirrels are having a field day. But I think we were going with the 4x4 posts because I was telling Mr. H, maybe we should do 6x6s on the corners. And he said, I don't think we're going to need 6x6s on the corner because they are very expensive for those 6x6 posts. So 4x4 posts it will be. But our barn, you all, for our cow, we just need to make sure we have something that she can go into to get out of the elements. Y'all know what these Georgia thunderstorms can be like. So we want to make sure we have a nice, safe place for her to be when the weather is a little bit too severe or when it's just extremely cold. And I know somebody's going to say, she's a cow, she could be outside. Well, my cow, my Jersey, she's going to have a home, okay? She's going to have a home because that's going to make Mrs. H feel good about when weather's bad. I don't want to have to worry about her, especially if she has a little heifer calf. I don't want that calf just exposed like that. I want to have a place for them to be. So that, y'all, future plans for the homestead. Y'all, that is really it. I'm just so excited, you know, and I've even seeded this area right here, like in front of where the barn is gonna be. I've also seeded this area because I know that unless I come and open the gate that's gonna be in this area for her to go out to pasture, when she comes out of the barn, she's probably gonna step out and the first thing she's gonna wanna do is eat what she sees, right? So I did do a little bit of seeding over here, but primarily it's all been seeded back that way. So yeah, that pine tree is gonna have to come down. Actually, all four. So as I was stating before my camera shut off, we are gonna have to take down some of these trees right here to be able to move freely in and out, because we will probably be coming from this direction with the tractor to load hay into the side of the barn that's going to be specifically for her hay bales. And so we do have to make it easy for Mr. H to come in and out with that tractor, okay? But y'all, that is it. Future plans. I have been, y'all know, if y'all been following our channel for any length of time, you all know for years I have been wanting a Jersey cow, but I just wouldn't rush into doing it because I knew that having a Jersey was going to be such a big responsibility, and committing to that, I wanted to be fully prepared. And I know that I want to make things easy for me, primarily because I'll probably be the one milking her the majority of the time. And so I want things to be as easy for me as possible because of the weather, right? I didn't want to have to not worry about a barn and then try to come out here and sit on a bucket wherever she is and try to milk her in the elements when it's freezing cold, wind blowing, raining, and all of that. I knew I didn't want to deal with that. And so this is going to make it easier for me to bring her into a place where I can milk her, because there will be a separate milking station or stanchion for her. But I knew that I needed something like that just for me, so that when I go in to take care of her, no matter what the conditions are outside, I would be inside under cover, okay? So yeah, but y'all post in the comment section below. Y'all know I have already come up with a name for our cow. I have been wanting to call her Mary Bell for decades. And hopefully soon this spring we will have Mary Bell. We are still searching, I guess you could say. We've been looking on Facebook. I know Facebook has these different groups where there are people who sell and trade cows all the time, specifically milk cows, family milk cows, right? So we've been kind of keeping our eye on sites like that, and then just kind of keeping our ear to the ground, because we want I feel like I told Mr. H, I feel like I'll know her when I see her. And I feel like when she sees me, we're going to know each other. She's going to be calm around me. I'll be calm around her. And I won't feel as intimidated as you probably would be dealing with such a large animal. I just kind of feel like I'll know. When I see her, I feel like I'll be like, that's her, right? Or at least I'm hoping that's how to go. But I'm so excited about this endeavor that we're embarking upon, not to mention all of the benefits that comes along with having your own family milk cow. I thought about how much dairy Mr. H and I use, and it's a lot. We use a lot of dairy. Now, I won't be able to kind of calculate the benefits of that for us until after we get her, of course, but I feel like it's going to make a huge difference in our life when it comes to dairy. So that's going to be a video for another day, where we talk about the benefits and the savings for us with having a family milk cow like that, and plus all of the uses, and not just for Mr. H and I, but you know, when I think about our children, come on, everybody buys milk weekly, right? So having a family milk cow is just the best option for us. Okay, so y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. If you like the video, like the video. Future plans for the homestead, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss videos we upload to our channel. Y'all, follow us on this new journey of having a family milk cow. Yes, I know you've probably seen so many others with family milk cows, but this is a first for us, and I mean absolute first for us. So I cannot express how excited I am about this endeavor. So thank y'all again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Y'all, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.